feel about
Well, I think overall Vega is probably the team I'm coming into the series favoring.
10 seconds
Yeah.
to
And Lumi
pick.
is only laughing because production was yelling at me because I messed up a microphone. But
5
either way,
seconds remain.
I do think Vega probably come into this the favored of the two teams, just because
Reserve
their
time.
particular style of drafting, it's very heavily reliant on heroes like Beastmaster. They pick their fair share of Undying, they can play Wisp, they can play all the top tier strategies, and I think that their overall coordination has kind of come into its own. Even though they didn't manage to qualify for the Dream League play, I think they were still the strongest team that didn't get in, and I would also argue that a lot of the reason why they didn't get in was some bad circumstances and maybe a little bit of tilting. So I'm expecting them today to come in with a clear mind and maybe even take the series 2-0.
well, I'm actually gonna side with HellRaiser 2-0.
Okay.
In the past, I think in TI 3 and 4 qualifiers, HellRaiser as a squad,
Only 10
they
seconds.
play much better in the qualifiers than they play elsewhere.
5
I don't know
seconds.
why,
Hurry,
but I just
hurry.
they kind of just rise up to the occasion, and 2
Dire
years in a
team
row
are
is good enough for
picking.
me to keep going with them.
Okay.
And I also think that qualifiers are probably more difficult than a lot of the other tournaments out there.
Yeah, of course.
I
Like,
think you could remove. I think you could take some invited teams of TI5, put them in the qualifiers, and then they might not make it out of the qualifiers. Like it's that difficult. So-
especially for the European qualifiers. and the
it's
Chinese
a,
as
it's
well.
a, it's a
Now
really
picking.
really deep pool. So, but HellRaiser they always play really well. I'm gonna go with them.
All right.
My final question to you as we jump into the draft, which has already begun, are we gonna see a 70-minute game between these two teams?
I seriously doubt it.
Okay, thank goodness.
I would be amazed if a game went 60 to 70 minutes.
I don't think the two games added together will be 7 minutes.
That one might be a little bit far-fetched. I could see a game going for
Dire
like maybe
team
35,
pick.
40 minutes.
Okay, we'll see.
But as a thing, starting off right now, Vega Squadron, they're going to get their hands on the first pick, Io, and Leshrac and Phoenix taken here from HellRaisers. So looking at the bans, Queen and Bristleback. Bristleback maybe not first phase ban all the time, but I guess if you plan on picking a Wisp, Bristleback does great against Wisp lanes, like even in a 1v2 scenario.
Bristleback also does well against with
10 seconds to pick.
With
Wisp.
Dire's ban.
Fuck English. Alright, they're gonna pick up DK.
Okay, so the Vega Squadron lineup right now with the Wisp and the DK, it leads me to believe that the DK is likely just to be mid, because I've never really seen that hero do anything but go middle lane. For the sole
Radiance
purpose of
ban.
being able to get Elder Dragon form, being able to pressure the tower, and then you rotate whenever your other lanes actually need you and or your tier 1 is dead. So I think that lane is pretty much set.
Okay, so let's not talk about DK in a competitive standpoint, right?
Dire's
In your pub
ban.
game, have you ever tried like just safe laning DK?
It's
just,
terrible.
Why is it terrible? Like, I mean, Strength Hero splash late game as like a pure DPSer. What's wrong with that game plan? Again, I'm not.
Okay, in a pub, I guess it's
Only
passable
10 seconds.
as a strategy. I don't like it because I think the biggest benefit of
5
DK
seconds
getting
remain.
middle lane is the levels, and I think that getting level 16 is almost more important than the farm he has
Reserve
to a
time.
degree. Because if you're going to play a position 1 Dragon Knight, you want level 16 as soon as humanly possible for the slow, because that's
Yet
when
we
he
never
really...
see Midas.
Right, but let me finish. Because of the fact that if you were playing DK in that role, in position 1, you would probably buy a Midas.
Yep.
Because you're going to get a ton of survivability just from your
Radiance
passive.
ban.
You have Wave Clear with your Breathe Fire, you have a stun, and an ulti with good utility. So I think that Midas would be warranted on a safe lane DK, but I also feel that the comparison of a mid DK on a real team and a pub DK it's like
10
they're not
seconds
even in
to
the
pick.
ballpark of the same thing. A DK in the middle lane is built around with his team to
5
be able to go
seconds.
push into
Hurry,
towers.
hurry.
Whereas if you're just playing a pub, most of the time you're going to have very little to zero coordination,
Reserve
and you're pretty
time.
much playing the game alone. Like you're just saying, I want to get to 16 and farm like maybe a Silver Edge and a BKB,
Radiant
maybe a
team
Salt
pick.
Tier ass, and then try to right-click people to death and hope that I can make it happen as a Dragon Knight on my own. But of course, those are two vastly different playstyles.
Yeah, I guess what I'm trying to get at is, you know how sometimes when a hero is really good in a pub position, just on the raw power alone, he's gonna have a use in a pro game, whether that situation is very limited or common. And I guess
Only
what I'm
10
trying to get from you
seconds.
is whether DK is a suitable carry, period.
He is a good carry.
5
There's
seconds.
no doubt about that.
Hurry, hurry.
It's just, when you think about the style that he plays on a team, when you do that 5-man
Look,
early
I
dodo
don't mean to
and you
rush
push
you,
into
but I do
towers,
wish
you
you'd
have
go a
very
hell of a lot
specific way of
faster than
building.
you're going.
So you don't really make farming items on Dragon Knight.
Yeah, you
see,
make
like,
items
treads.
that could eat damage.
Yeah, you make
Like
treads,
tank.
you make items, you make BKB, or you make Shadow Blade. Like, those items do not increase your farm rate. So we never really see a DK who has the freedom to build those farming items to see what the actual
Dire
potential of a
team
late game
pick.
DK could be.
I do believe that there is a set of farming items that also let you carry or eat damage.
Like Maelstrom.
Helm of Dominator,
Okay.
a lot of armor,
Radiant
regen
team
in
are now
fights,
picking.
which allow you to stack.
But that doesn't really increase your farming speed a lot.
I mean, people go like Yasha and Helm of Dominator on Gyro, and that's supposedly the more farming-oriented build.
yeah, but he's also not a frontline hero. He's usually relying on other heroes to absorb damage for him. or
I
at
think
the very least
Armlet
be able
is
to win
also
fights.
an item that lets him increase farm.
Yeah, I like
And
Armlet.
Definitely lets him tank more.
Only
So-
10 seconds.
I mean, I feel like when we look at DK, it's always like
5
BKB,
seconds remain.
Silver Edge, and then AC.
Yeah, but again,
And I feel like there's more options to
Reserve
that.
time.
I don't think teams have been exploring that.
well, it is still fairly early on in the patch. Like, it's been a couple weeks, right, since 6.84 came out in its earliest iteration. So I do think that there are probably more things that you can do with the hero than what most teams are showcasing now. But a TI qualifier is not a time to change your strategy.
That's definitely the case. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to change it up. So let's move a little bit away from the DK conversation. Although
Yep.
I think it was interesting from a perspective standpoint to feel or to see how you felt about it. But Vega now, they got the Clockwork. HellRaisers are going to pick up a Witch Doctor, and I feel like Clockwork could potentially have a very good time against what HellRaisers have currently.
Yeah, what we saw from the first match that we casted, which was Sock's offlane Clockwork, not exactly have the best time in the lane, right? He was
No.
like, he kept us like level 4 or 5 to like 8 minutes in, I want to say, but you really just need 6 with that hero. Obviously, if you get early 6 and you could pick off a couple of supports, it's awesome. Ooh, this is going to be the first
Dire
Rubik
team
seen
are now
in the Western
picking.
scene. Coming out for the Chinese game, there was Rubik left and right. So Rubik in this particular game seems to be picked as a direct, not counter, but a hero against Clockwork, lifting him out of the cogs.
Yep.
And getting some kills. It's not like there's actually some good spells to steal. Ursa.
Radiant
I like this
Yeah.
pick, actually.
I mean,
If you look at HellRaiser's team, the only person who has any mobility is the Phoenix. Now, there are multiple stuns, but if that Ursa managed to get like Blink BKB, all of those heroes are just food.
okay, so I do want to
10 seconds
ask
to
about your
pick.
opinion, Ursa, because his new ult, really cool, lets him
5
soak a lot of
seconds
damage.
remain.
It's insane. It's like actually
Dire's
insane.
ban.
But does it solve the problem that Ursa still gets kited?
It solves it against teams that do not have a lot of hard stuns. So for example, Phoenix dive slow on this team, or Leshrac throwing out a lightning slow. Like those are the kind of abilities that it helps you against because you can
Only
spell
10
them.
seconds.
But against like an immediate stun, like a Sanking stun, or
Five
telekinesis.
Echo, or
Hurry,
telekinesis,
hurry.
it's not going to help you at all. It's
Right.
pretty much going to be used as something reactionary that you would
Reserve
pop to mitigate
time.
damage, or to go for an all-in kill. So say you have like your overpower ready, and then you go in, you enrage, you just instantly kill support. That would be the other way to play it. But no, I don't think it's particularly useful in a don't get kited sense against these types of heroes.
So I feel that if the game gets to a stage where HellRaisers here have things like Force Staff, Ghost Scepter, Yule
Radiant
Scepter,
team pick.
the old Ursa of 6.3 is going to be exactly the same as the new Ursa, at least from the kiting,
Yes,
kiting standpoint.
he
yeah.
will be the same.
Yeah, so the ban out from Vega is the Viper, because Viper Strike will not get will not get purged. I've
Dire
learned that
team
painfully
pick.
one game
is
by
true.
blinking on a Viper and be like, low, and then he ulted me, and then I died.
Interesting choice here from HellRaisers going for the Slark last pick. Now, given the Witch Doctor and the Rubik safe lane, I feel Clockwork would still have a bit of a hard time, but I don't think it's so bad to the point where Mag is not going to be able to get anything. Like, I think no matter what, he will be able to find some experience in this lane, whereas the Phoenix,
10
looking at the last
seconds
pick
to
up here
pick.
from Vega, I wouldn't even hate to see something just like Silencer, for
5
example.
seconds
I
remain.
think totally crushes the entire lineup of HellRaisers, at least during the mid game. Maybe you wouldn't be able to get a lot
Reserve
out of it for the laning
time.
phase, but it would
Silencer
be kinda cool to
carry?
see.
Is that what you're saying?
No, Silencer support.
Oh, I see.
Like Wisp and Silencer support, and then you know you get your Ursa core, your Dragon Knight core.
Yeah, sorry,
You could go Bounty as well, even.
I thought
think
you
that
were
would work.
suggesting Silencer carry instead of Slark carry. I'm not sure what you feel about the Slark, but I feel like Slark has no place in this draft. Because up against the 3 cores of DK, Clock, Ursa, first you're not killing the Ursa at all.
Oh, Bane. Okay.
And if you're pouncing on Clockwork and DK, it just takes a lot to actually get those kills.
I think HellRaisers' plan with the Slark is to get to a point where if Artes isn't immediately killable by just like 1 stun, he'll pretty much never die. So say for example he gets to like his Scotty timing and he has like 2000 HP ballpark, right, with his treads and his Shadow Blade. Vega actually will never be able to kill that hero. That's, I think, why they picked it. It is an inherent risk because weak laner, and as you said, during the early game, it's going to be a little bit harder for them to get farm on the Slark. But if he gets to that point, imagine how good Nip had it when they had their PL,
ready?
and no one on the side of Burden were able to do anything to him. I think it would be the same for the Slark for HellRaisers here in Game 1.
Well, unkillable, yes, but I guess we're still very far from that. PL has the innate advantage of having illusions to push high ground for you. Slark does not.
Yeah, Slark is a pretty terrible high ground hero.
Yeah.
I will give you that.
So I really like the fact that Vega has also kind of rounded out their draft with a very hard stun to just deal with that problem, like you mentioned, Bane. Obviously, though, Bane into Rubik is somewhat dangerous. You know, you get your ult stolen a lot of the times. But
not only that, but there are multiple ways to interrupt your ulti right now on the side of HR. You got Witch Doctor Cask, you got Rubik Lift, and you have Leshrac stun. So I suppose we could just go over the players so we have time. Go over HellRaisers really quick here. We have Goddamn playing on the Rubik. Behind him it's going to be Artes handling the Slark. Gorek is going to be playing the Witch Doctor. Ninja playing on Leshrac. And then last but not least, Dread is going to be playing the Phoenix.
Alright, Seaman the Slayer on the dire side will be playing the Bane. Solo handling that G2A handling the Wisp. We have no one playing the Dragonite. On the bottom lane, Clockwork is going to be played by Mag, and
9 Pasha is how we call him.
9 Pasha.
Or just Pasha.
Playing Ursa.
Apparently his name is something very vulgar, and I think it's Russian, maybe not, but we just call him Pasha.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had a point in mind. Oh yeah, so the other day I was playing Rubik against Bane, and I'm not sure if I remember incorrectly, but I seem to have stolen the wake up thing of Bane.
Oh, really?
This is not.
It's a 2-part spell, though.
Yeah, it's a 2-part spell. So
you should actually only be able to steal
Nightmare. Yeah. Okay. That's why I wasn't really sure. But
yeah.
the guy I was playing against was really good because I never got off his ultimate. Either he would Nightmare me first and then ult, or he would keep giving me the Nightmare stuff.
Yeah, that's weird. You shouldn't be able to steal the secondary effect. You should only be able to steal the first skill. Because they go hand in hand, right? Like you Nightmare and then you have to be able to wake somebody up from a Nightmare. So being able to steal the second part wouldn't make any sense.
That's why we had that conversation about Naga's song, that starting the song and ending the song
apparently gives you the ability to steal it.
Is still just a song. Yeah. Alright. Well, I mean, hopefully we might lose.
Okay, we're on pause. Go, go,
the game
go,
has
kill,
begun.
kill,
Any
kill, kill,
kind of
kill, kill,
weird,
kill,
interesting
kill.
item that shows up? No,
Not really,
pretty
no.
standard there.
Boots on the Bane. Probably boots on the Rubik as well. Let's click here. Yep. Goddamn, starting with boots. Sure, to be able to get his word down very early on here in the laning phase. But I would say, I think Vega's lineup is better until Artes gets his core farm. So like if he gets Scotty treads plus 1, I think the game will become super hard for Vega.
30 seconds to video games.
I like Vega's
seconds.
lineup much more.
I think it's funny how we both said that
we
said our other team's lineups more. Like I thought Vega were going to 2-0, and in fact the HellRaisers had a better draft, but you thought HellRaisers were going to 2-0, and you think we had the better lineup.
Yeah.
So why do you like Vega?
I mean, I just never had a good experience watching Slark going into 3 strength core lineup that is hard to kill. I see Slark as kind of just like,
Begin the digital sports.
3 stunts here on the side of HR. Uh-oh, about to be in some trouble. Here comes the Cask. He's probably going to get lifted into... No, the stun actually misses. Looks like they might have done a little bit of body blocking there too. Goddamn, he did have boots. Surprised that they weren't able to catch up to Bane. I guess he does have boots too, though.
So who got the rune up top?
Bonnie Rune was Ninja top and then Mag bottom. So Leshrac and Clockwork.
given the choice, would you rather have your offlane take the rune and not your mid?
I would always give it to him, actually.
Yeah.
I mean,
in this case, oh no, they weren't. I thought for a second that Mag was 1v1.
I mean, it's a 2 CS difference, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's what you're really comparing, because it's 100 gold, or maybe like 2.5 creep or something like that.
Well, the reason I suggested the offlane is that a lot of times offlanes are very level starved.
Yeah.
And Clockwork getting a lot of experience is actually a pretty big deal. Like, getting the extra rocket or the battery assist to kill supports is pretty nice. But
could he actually go for a solo kill on this lane? I can't.
No, he can't. Maybe if the support rotates away, but yeah. So back to the draft.
Radiant's middle tower.
I never had a lot of fun watching Slark going up against really beefy cores because it just feels like they don't kill them quickly enough. And I'm talking about Slark trying to kill them in the stage where you just got a blink or shadow blade. It just doesn't really work.
Well, I don't disagree that during the mid game he might have some issues. But
and that's when Vega's lineup is really strong during the
yes,
mid game. Yeah.
Yes.
So that stage is going to be very awkward for HellRaiser in my opinion.
It also has a lot to do with the fact that if F&H does well in this middle lane, as it stands right now, the Dragon Knight is actually leading on creep kills. He's 9-1. Compare that to the 7-2 of F&H. And yeah, I suppose Vega, their mid timing is definitely powerful. It's also going to be down to can Pasha find any Roshan sneaks, which I think against a high-level team is obviously going to be very difficult. But it is possible, because you cannot underestimate how fast Ursa kills Roshan with the new range. It is insane how much damage you can do.
Oh, looks like we're going to see a little bit of a fight up top here. Solo tethering.
Oh,
Lightning though.
the
lightning should get the kill. Oh, the birds is
Radiant's
going to come through. First blood.
attacked.
Birds and the bees.
That's a pretty big deal for Dread.
Yeah, bottom lane as well. Mag going to be dropping here.
Oh, wow.
Alright, so 2 kills going the way of HR here in the early game. That is the start that they definitely are looking for, especially considering our test was given credit for that kill there in the bot lane.
You know, I didn't really think about the Roshan, which obviously is a Ursa thing, but it's a very smart thing for them to draft the Clockwork first, and then the Ursa, because Clockwork is definitely one of the better kind of road checkers
Yeah.
for this Rockets.
Yeah. I mean, you have other heroes like AA and Zeus. I think those are more lineup dependent than just picking a Clockwork who is more or less good in every single game.
Yeah.
Like, there's
and also very good against Ursa.
Indeed. So 3 minutes in, 2 kills going the way of HR. Everyone's kind of farming it up at the moment. Safe laner and mid from both teams, more or less neck and neck. Not really too big of a difference. I guess the biggest thing to note is our test has been given a kill here in the bottom lane.
Yeah, so normally when you have normally Phoenix is able to put a lot of pressure against most supports. Looks like we might see it go up here. Clap is oh.
I mean, Dread's actually bullying this lane a little bit. He doesn't be careful though.
You can't see that. There you go. The Clap's gonna come
He's
in.
got his dive. He's gonna go right into the tree line.
he's
Can he be away? There is no Nightmare available. Oh, so close.
Yeah, Nightmare into Clap is an easy way to force a dive. And if you force a dive, the Phoenix has to play much more defensively.
Well, I think like getting Nightmared in that particular scenario, he might have been better served to just dive straight down the lane towards this tower. Because maybe he thought with the Nightmare being down, he could potentially go for a TP, but he was not correct in that assumption. And bottom room going to be secured here by the Rubik. And then PK also was able to bottle up his illusion. Both teams getting control over 1 rune. But compare the offlaner level right now. Level 2, compare that to level 3. It's not really too big of a discrepancy at this point.
Yeah. I mean, I essentially see Phoenix and Clock in terms of the power to kill supports in the early game. It's fairly much the same. Once you hit level 6, if supports are out of position, you get a guarantee kill.
Yeah, that's definitely that's a large reason why I enjoy watching Clockwork. That hero is definitely one of my favorites, not just to play, but also just because of the influence you can have during that mid game. We see a little bottle abuse here from Vega, doing a little bit of bottle trading to make sure that the DK doesn't have to go base, and they also don't have to use a courier for it.
We actually did a pretty, or half of episode of an in-depth hub playing Clockwork analysis, right? And then you gave up in life.
I did.
That's not fun.
Okay, so I'll give a story time because there's not really much happening in laning phase.
Yeah.
I always get really motivated to do videos around the time that events happen because I get really excited to watch and play Dota, right? Like that's the dream.
When you say event happens, like TI5 qualifier
Like
event?
TI qualifiers, DreamHack, you know, ESL, whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. Just anything that happens, I'm like, cool, let's check this out. And then I get like really motivated. It's like, oh man, all these people are playing their hearts out. They're like doing their best as no one almost dies in the middle lane, not paying attention. But I tried to do a video. I might have to hold that thought because Evan is getting eaten. I'm really here to follow it up. But anyway, I make this video. I'm doing it live on stream. So I'm recording it and playing and trying to explain what I'm doing at the same time. And it's going pretty well. Like I totally like crush my lane. And then the mid game goes so bad, we just die like 20 times in a row, we just lose the game. So I just get like super demoralized. I'm like, God, I don't want to do this anymore. It's so difficult to make videos like that where you don't already have the footage for you. Because I'm very against doing like pre-recorded talkovers. I really like being able to do it at the time because that way, if people have questions and I think they're relevant, I can just answer them. But anyway, I'm gonna get caught out. He's be away, no big deal. Middle lane, lightning here. Jesus combat, Affinage pulled back right into his splitter, overlapping that Dragon Tail stun. Affinage maybe going for the body block, needs to pop one more bottle charge. Nobody gets hit by the tower right away. Oh. He's not able to get the mana straight up. He needs one more auto, and he does.
That was so close. DK armor. I thought he was not going to get the kill.
That was actually insanely close.
Yeah. You know what he should have done? Dropped Bracer, Magic Wand, picked up the Bracer. That would have been like
the play.
That would have been god. Like I would have just like stood up and walked out.
I really hope you wouldn't have done that because then I would have been alone again. I don't want to be alone, dude.
You weren't alone. I was here.
You were in another dimension.
Spiritually, I was here.
Okay. He had my back. That's all that matters. But Phoenix, I mean, it's 7 minutes in. This Phoenix is level 5. He's got Urn. He's almost got Tranquil stun. I mean, Dread is having a very good time on this offlane.
Yeah, being able to get that first blood was really, really helpful. So a lot of times I see Phoenix just go for the Midas first. Sometimes you go for the Urn. Is it kind of a case-by-case scenario, or is it, you know, personal preference?
I think that going for the Urn is more of an indicator that I'm having a good early game in terms of levels. So I will be level 6 before the Midas is going to really give me any benefit, right?
Okay.
So you buy the Urn, assuming you're going to get Supernova early on, so that you can go in. And speaking of Dread, it means some trouble here. He's going to die straight away, and that combo is just not very good against the Phoenix in general. The smoke from Goddamn and Affinage is going to be revealed soon. I believe they want to try to go on this, but they're definitely going to need their Phoenix to hit 6 if they want to. And looks like Dread does manage to get that level in time. Goddamn going to run right into solo here, looking for the lift. Gets it straight away. The one's going to follow it up. And the tether is actually going to bounce to Seema as well. The Caps going to 2 heroes. Now Seema, Nightmares himself. He has some stick charges, but it's not going to keep him up. And HR now with a 4-kill lead.
So, like, everything that could have went wrong. Not only did they lose their 2 support, Ursa solo smoked the TP bottom for the low shot. Because the Rubik was there, he answered the smoke. Although that said, I don't think anybody realized, at least have sight, that he was able to walk in undetected because Radiant Ward never really saw him.
Yeah, they have a lane ward and then a ward towards middle lane, so they definitely do not know that this is going on. But Enrage is still a global noise. Fury swipes ball. Oh my god, that was so close.
The Fury swipe lasts a long time. So.
No, it actually had like a half a second left.
Oh, really? Well, now he's going to get the last one on Roche, so go check-wise, he's at 1800.
Does he just go straight blink? Yeah,
I think so. I mean, I'm a big fan of the phase as well, and I'm surprised that he didn't get a lane, but given the current situation, I would just go straight up blink and, you know, you walk around the map and start murdering kids.
Yeah,
okay,
I also
out of context, that sounds really wrong.
No, that's fine.
Just kill Dota heroes.
Get him.
Get him.
It's not a big deal, you know? Just go in YOLO. It's fine. But Artes, in the meantime, we're talking about the safe laner of Vega. We can go ahead and take a look at Artes, who is making his way towards a Shadow Blade right now. He's got the Shadow Amulet pretty early on. He's also got Treads and a Wand completed, so if he wants to start fighting with his team, he only needs about 800 more gold to do it. And I would say that having Shadow Dance in the early game, and also having a Shadow Blade together, makes it a very obnoxious hero to deal with. Because if you think about the damage output of Slark relative to what time of the game it is, with just a Shadow Blade, he can pretty much kill anyone. Like, just explode them, more or less, as long as it's
top tower is being
or
attacked.
maybe block, or maybe block. Maybe Ursa with his ult turn on. That's why I said earlier, he's gonna have so much trouble killing these 3 cores.
Yeah, but the that long Seema getting dope here, Supernova's pop. That is a very dead Bane. No reaction so far from the side of Vega.
Yeah.
Maybe feeling like they can't really contest this. And I can't say that I blame them.
And once that Urn starts ticking, as a support that's dealing against the Phoenix with Urn, it's just so much harder. Like, he essentially has an extra nuke against you.
You know what my question is? Where's the Edict?
Yeah, I want to point that out
Dire's
earlier because I
top
noticed
tower
that he
is
was
being
not
attacked.
going for the common build. It's a 404 build,
Dire
which
has
very nice fighting. Here comes the blink. Gorak is dead, and they want a little bit more. It's going to be on the DK, but goddamn, in a lot of trouble. What a stun by goddamn. I don't think he's making it out of there. TP out from the Leshrac, and that's going to be 2 kills.
No, he's dead.
Double
He has to be dead.
kill.
Okay. I was gonna say, if
Dire's
they
top
only
tower
lose
is
one
under
for that,
siege.
I would be so sad for Vega.
I'm actually okay for him not going Edict,
Okay.
at least not right now. Remember that discussion we had
Radiant's top
in
tower
a
is
game
under
where there's
siege.
much more growling going on, and I feel like this is one of those games.
Yeah,
Where there's a
Dire's
clockwork
bottom
Ursa
tower
jumping in your face. Now, I don't know if that's the thing that he
Radiant's
normally
top
does, as
tower is
Gorak
being attacked.
almost dies. I think he's going to go down. Oh, if he had phase. But yeah, I'm fine with the
structures are
Lightning Max build,
fortified.
as it's really good against Ursa.
Dire's middle tower
Alright, so
taking
tower.
damage. Radiant
Just
has
kidding.
lost their
Looks
top
like they will just go ahead and
tower.
back off. Half an inch with his insane pushing power here middle lane.
Dire's middle
Punching his
tower
tower
is
with
being
his
attacked.
No one's going to go ahead and teleport in. Now the phase is done on Ursa, which means the next time that Gorak gets caught out like that, he will likely die. A little useful bit of information here. HR 4-3 against Vega. Average match time was only 26 minutes.
Yeah, there you
God, that is some fast matches. How can you have an average match time of less than 30 minutes against the same team? That's actually crazy.
I mean, they both... It's CIS Dota, man.
Yeah, they have a preferred playstyle for sure. I just find that surprising. Like that
It's like-
statistic is.
It's like we have a preferred place on Carcassonne.
Okay, let's not talk about Carcassonne, man. There's some wounds that still need to be healed over that game from yesterday.
Oh, do they know?
Some encroachment. He has Aegis still. I think he can just go in. I actually think that Vega should bait this.
Yeah, I think-
Clockwork is in base right now healing, and he has TP, so I actually think
Dire's
that Vega
middle
can go in.
tower.
Oh, here we go.
Killing
Down. Dude, he took like no damage from that Fable. Goddamn, a lot of trouble as well. Can he TP out? He should stop trying to like the train to kick
Dire's
man.
middle
He
tower
doesn't know what
is
to
being
do.
attacked.
Supernova's gonna be
Dominated.
Can they kill the egg?
Dominated.
Master. All right.
And he's still like 7 HP.
He didn't even lose his name. This is insane. Our test now that team fight pops the Aegis immediately goes on the Bane. Now solo could be in some trouble here. Gets Cog bounce back. Will be dropping Concha. He's got the blink dagger available. Is he going to be able to do anything to our test? He needs to blink in front of him.
Oh!
1 second. No, he's not going to.
I feel like if... Oh, he had phase beats. Why didn't he phase in front of him? I don't know.
I don't think he would have got there anyway.
I think he phased to walk closer to him and then blink.
Yeah, that's also possible.
Yeah, so that was pretty unfortunate. Like, Ursa killed 2 heroes and then they lost 3.
Yeah, he lost his Aegis. And they also lost the Bane. Like, straight up. Mag died and Solo died. So yeah, it's 2 for 3.
Dire's middle
So
tower
I think
taking
when
damage.
the change first came such that he could now use Life Heal Ursa, there was a big discussion whether the
Dire's middle
Vlads
tower
is
is
still
being
good on him
attacked.
versus, you know, let's say Helm of Dominator or Mask of
Radiant
Menace
has
relocate
fortified
happening
their
right there in the Roche pit. Gorak
Mega
dead.
kill.
Nice
Oh, he's going to come with it. Look at how much damage our
Dominated.
test does. They're going to find Pasha inside of the pit as well. Sleep onto Appanage, preventing him from chasing out. Our test looking for more. Has Pounce off cooldown. They will back off.
So I think Vlad is still good on the hero because you really need the amount of regeneration, right?
Yeah.
If we're just comparing life-stealing items.
I think the mana regen is good. I also think that buying a Dominator just to plan for late game is not always the best investment.
I mean, essentially the 2 items cost the same.
Dire's middle
The other
tower
argument is
has been denied.
don't finish the Vlads or the Dominator. Just keep
keep it as Mask of
Dire's
Death.
Mask of
bottom
Death.
tower is
Yeah,
being attacked.
Go for another item.
I'm a bigger fan of that, actually.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Bottom lane being pressured here by
Dire's
HR.
bottom tower
Edict
under
now skilled up on
fire.
Appanage, and I think Vega
Radiant's
is going
top
to
tower is being attacked.
The thing that's
Dire's
kind of
bottom
scary to
tower
me is
is
it's
in
only,
pieces.
what, 15 minutes in?
Hey,
Our
the game's
test-
almost done, guys. I mean,
Artest has got his Sange now on top of the Shadow Blade, so he's making his way towards the Silver Edge. Remember that Silver Edge crushes DK's invincibility.
yes.
And also Fury Swipes do not work if you're broken as well.
Well,
Oh, look at it go!
That one's not as big,
Yeah.
but taking away 12 armor with 1 auto attack makes a DK a hell of a lot squishier. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
So, you know the situation where we saw relocate and that for the Wish Shock, and then the Slug was right there and killed the Wisp?
Yeah.
I think that kind of trade as we have hitting pretty hard. Shred and dodge? Why not?
He doesn't take either.
What happened?
I don't know. Well, he bought his Midas and his TP before.
Okay, happening mid right now. They're gonna go in right from forward. They get yet another kill. I think, yeah,
I think this is actually bad for Vega. They have no way of getting him out of this. He's so low. He's actually not going to go down. Evanich gets stunned by no one. The lightning bounce is not going to go to the Wisp. He gets him out of harm's way. Artest now forced to back up. There is a second down though. Grip, the Fiend's Grip. Is there a way to cancel this? Evanich runs forward to the max range stun. Artest still alive. No, the Breathe Fire. No one secures that. Vega now will choose to go ahead and run away. But man, I love this game. I cannot believe that Ursa did not die. Like, what is Dota?
overpower, man. Overpower.
Overpower.
Overcharge, sorry. Overpower is his spell. Overcharge is Wisp. Okay, so remember the trade where one carry kills the support and the other carry kills the support?
Yep.
I feel like that trade in the vacuum favors the Slark.
Yes.
Simply because Ursa is supposed to get that kill for free.
Well, Ursa is not only supposed to get the kill, but the Slark also does more with the farm than the Ursa does.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest, Ursa is very vulnerable to kiting into the mid-late game stages when you start seeing like
middle tower
Ghost Scepters and
taking
4 stats come out. Even Blink Daggers can be
Ursa needs to snowball like it's on top of a snowy mountain, and you need to go like down fast and hard.
I just want to let that one sink in for a second before I said something.
You're not gonna help somebody with that beautiful Dota analogy.
I have nothing to add to that. I am sorry. If you give me even a little bit to go on, I would have helped you out. But that was just like
that's a Lumi top shelf.
that was top shelf, 100%.
All right, looks like we're gonna see a BKB, which helps like hiding a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the BKB is necessary. You
Yeah.
can't really say anything else. Like, against Rubik, Witch Doctor, Lesh, you absolutely need it.
So close.
The Phoenix isn't really a huge issue for the Ursa, I feel, just because Overpower circumvents the Fire Spirit Slow. You still just have, like, max punch the crap out of the Aegon instead. So in that way, I think that Ursa is fantastic against the Phoenix in this game. But it will get to a point,
Radiant's
I think,
middle
maybe
tower
even
is
sooner than
taking
people thought that this
Dire's top
Artest Slark
tower
is
is
going to
being
become a huge
attacked.
issue.
Yeah, he's able to get a couple of free kills here and there. Power
Dire's top tower
now.
is destroyed. Radiant's
What
bottom
else
tower
does he have
under
on
fire.
Oh, he just has a silver
Radiant's
blade
middle
cloud.
tower
What do you think his next item choice is? BKB, or are we going to be a
Radiant's
lot more
bottom tower is
offensive and
being
get
attacked.
a Basher, or are we looking at Scotty?
I think BKB, like, for sure.
What does BKB block? It blocks a Dragon
Dire's
Tail
middle
and a
tower
slow.
Yeah,
taking
but you also have
damage.
to account for the fact that there will
Radiant's
be
bottom
random
tower
other
under
spells used throughout
fire.
the fight, so like not getting cogged, being able to walk past those, not being stuck inside of them, not
Nightmare,
having
I
to worry
guess.
about battery assault, yeah, not
Radiant's
getting
bottom
nightmare.
tower is
There's a
being
lot of things.
attacked.
I think that he might not make it immediately, but BKB is definitely on the menu, like 100%.
I think a little bit more aggressive a choice is Scotty, because it retains some of that survivability and gives you a ton more stats, which is what you need.
Okay. I also think that Scotty is the most likely thing next to BKB.
Yeah. Rubik smoked inside the pit. Just hang out.
Yeah, I think he was waiting for potentially Pasha to come over here to see if they were going to go for the next Roshan spawn. As it is up and available, but I'm sure after seeing Pasha farming top lane, they'll just feel content to maybe push down bottom a little bit more. Try to get some reaction here on
Dire's
Vega.
bottom tower is
No
being
one has
attacked.
his BKB finished. Courier's going to go ahead and
Dire's
so I
structures
think
are
that now
fortified.
fighting isn't a terrible idea, but I also feel that
under
Atlas
fire.
is getting a little out of control in terms of farm. Like, he's a third highest net worth, almost as valuable as the Slark, and the DK is
Dire's
really
bottom tower is
For
being
Leshrac,
attacked.
a lot of his net worth is
Radiant's
pretty much
middle
rendered
tower is
useless
being
once the
attacked.
carry turns to BKB, right? Especially at that point.
Yeah, that is true.
Dire's
So
bottom tower is
he's staying ahead
fallen.
right now, but I'm not sure
Radiant's
if that
middle tower
automatically
is
lets him win
taking
the fight.
damage.
We'll have to find out. I think the next point of contention is likely to be either the tier 1 bottom or Roshan. Right now, there's a smoke up here from the side of Vega. They are going to go directly towards the Roshan pit.
I wonder if they saw Rubik TPing top, because if they did, then they probably just jumped straight. Yeah, okay, they jumped.
This should be free. Oh wow, they're even going to be able to catch Artest in the bottom. Mag is the one getting caught. The Fiend Strip gets broken by the Dark Pact, and Artest will successfully bait a huge reaction out of Vega to get chased towards his own tier 1 tower. Even with a haste on no one, they are not quite fast enough to be able to kill that Fishman. And now, Ursa and still being infected here. Oh, no one walks into the pit. HR no down.
But talking
It's
out
not
their
fast enough as
differences,
Pasha
really
will secure
seeing
himself,
the
and Aegis now
cracks
has enough to
and
finish up his
insecurities
BKB.
in their own perspectives.
Vega is going to do some ancient killing over here as the rest of HR is still missing, but probably not feeling as content to fight as maybe they were like a minute ago.
Yeah, Clockwork working on his Blade Mail, although I'm not sure if Blade Mail actually is going to do too much in this game.
I think it's a return to the Slark. So, say you hook the Slark and he has no pounds. His options are hit the cogs or hit you. And because of the amount of farm that Artes has, I think it's much more likely that he will just hit the Clockwork instead. And if that's the case, then having a Blade Mail can at least guarantee some damage output before you die.
I guess
and also
so.
it's good against Lesh too. It's very good against Lesh.
Well,
I mean, think about this. You have to turn off Pulse Nova. If you already have Edict on, you're reflecting almost all the damage you catch in an isolated system. And then he also doesn't even want to cast Lightning. It's like the Lesh just stands there and does nothing for the duration of the farm.
Vega looking to take that T1. I think they'll get it for free. There
Yep.
shouldn't be a big Oh, actually, Dread is fucking really well.
Radiant structures
get
are
that Midas heal.
fortified.
And a Play Mail. Like, once the Shiva gets finished, that's where
Radiant's bottom tower has
Operation Ursa gets kited happens.
Dyer's middle tower is being
Well,
attacked.
he can break the Shivas in the dive. He just has to time his rate properly.
Yeah, but it's just one more thing that the Ursa has to worry about now. Oh, they're actually going to go for the 2 tower.
Radiant's bottom
HR's
tower
going
is
to go
being
trade, but
attacked.
I'm not sure whether they could kind of do that quickly. And they're going to be very
Dyer's top
careful.
tower is
Okay,
under
so
siege.
HR will get forced out.
Radiant's
Oh,
bottom
wait,
tower
what?
is
No.
demolished.
They could just TP and defend and relocate on top.
Okay, Artes. Thought he wanted to go in, decided against it. Artes isn't in the area still. Pops forward. He does have the Aegis. He's going to get stunned straight up, almost into his AC. He pops it. Shot it right into the Dragon Tail. Hook it. Immediately focused down. Actually touched the front from Vega. The Witch Doctor gets annihilated by Ursa. Artes taking a small land here in the middle of the team fight. Mag catches him out. The Blade Mail does so much damage. Pasha, BKB popped. He's going to have Blink at about 3 seconds. Affinin does not have a teleport scroll. Nice start coming in from that. But unfortunately, the BKB was still on from Pasha. And it's going to be an ultra kill.
Yeah,
Pasha on that decision.
I honestly thought
Radiant's
that
bottom
HellRaisers stayed
tower
for
is
way
being
too
attacked.
long. And that's kind of like a Wisp thing that normally doesn't apply in any other Dota game. Just the ability to not only... They didn't even relocate, but you could have
Radiant's
also
bottom
just
tower
relocated
under fire.
to cut off the retreat path on one end and have your team squeeze in from the other end. Or do what Vega did, which is...
Oh my god, Pasha's so greedy. Oh, that was close. He almost lost his Aegis for
that's
one
fine.
creep kill. That fight was huge. Like, honest to God, that was so disappointing from HR's perspective. Like, at the beginning, it seemed really crazy. Pasha went in by himself. He was very far away from his team.
But he had Aegis, so...
I mean, but yeah, even with the Aegis, he dropped to like 15% health in the first 2 seconds.
Right, everybody's mind was like, oh, he's gonna lose his Aegis, and then we could kind of decide whether to keep fighting or retreat afterwards. But he didn't even do that. He didn't even lose the Aegis.
And Artes got obliterated by the Blade Mail.
BKB.
BK stun. Not quite available. Lift here on the Pasha. That's Blink about 2 seconds. BKB still up. He's going to have to pop it here if he wants to Blink. Continually walking forward, trying to find that Rubik so bad. He wants it forward and nothing else. Roaring channeling death forward and literally nothing on the right-hand side of the team fight. Affinin now being focused by Speedster. BKB got that. Leshrac just exploded. Artes now in the fray, trying to go for a kill. Nice Nightmare by Sima. Keeps himself alive. Gets a brain zap off as well. Artes trying to run out. Blink on cooldown for a few more seconds, trying to get vision with
Rocket.
spirits to prevent Rocket, but they didn't actually see which way he went. They think he went forward, and in fact, he's had the Blink off the pounce. The play from Pasha. What
Well
a
done.
team fight.
Well done. And suddenly Ursa has something 3,000 gold, still retaining the Aegis. I could see why
Radiant's
games
middle
last
tower
about
is
25
being
minutes.
attacked.
The thing I love about watching these particular teams is once they have their core items, they don't wait. Yeah, they just go.
This ain't some
middle
dip
tower for
versus...
Oh, hook shot on the Dread into the high ground bag. Getting himself still has the Aegis. It's going to be godlike for him. Pops the Rage to mitigate the damage from the Supernova. Now trying to run away. Will lose his Aegis in the end. Affinin going in. He gets Nightmare. No one pops the BKB. Still has Dragon Tail available if he wants to. Here comes Pasha once again. The Lashrak. He's getting obliterated. He pops the Ghost Scepter to try to live, but Siva picks up the double with the Brain Sap. Gorak on the high ground. Witch Doctor Death Ward now finally available. And the rest of Vega will just go ahead and back off. And that was a dieback from Ursa.
When I watched this game, Craigasm. Craigasm. That it's like the most beautiful Twitch emo. It's like the
No one can see your face, dude.
No one can see my face, and it was not anything close to Craigasm.
Not even close.
But it was, you know.
Alright, so this Ursa, I'm thinking Hex. He bought the ultimate orb. I mean, Lincoln's is also...
Lincoln's is not bad, yeah.
It's okay, but I think Hex is the item that gives you the sustainability to be able to do whatever you want throughout the game. Like, you can go in for Hex for kill, you can spam your Urshock on cooldown, it's not an issue. And then you just, you know, it doesn't give you as much damage as a Basher and Abyssal Blade, but it's also not as expensive.
Yeah, also the fact that Hex puts so much more pressure on his flesh. It's unreal, because now not only is he dodging Nightmare, Fiend Script, it's also dodging Hex and Dragon Tail. So if you're Artez and you see a Hex, you're like, well, what the hell am I doing, you know?
Yeah, agreed. And Artez, maybe regretting his choice to not go BKB.
It honestly seemed fine, you know, at the time.
Yeah, it
and
did.
And the game was like, oh, 6 minutes later, everybody has more items on the other side.
Well, I think a lot of it also had to do with the fact that during that teamfight top, of all the people to catch out, he went on the Clockwork who had Blade Mail. And when you Dark Pack yourself, you take 50% of the damage, right? From the Dark Pack itself. And then you're hitting the Clockwork, which is Blade Mail, which is like 80% damage, deflected. So you actually just like crush yourself with your own Dark Pack. And he pounced him as well. So he just like instantly died. But Vega now, with the position advantage here. No tier 2 up for the side of HR. It might try to push into this tower before Athenage decides to take it back. The rest of the team will be looking to try to defend this tier 3. No one pops the thing down. Getting some free damage in the tower with the Corrosive Breath and Dragon Form.
I think Vega needs to be very careful right now, because
I don't think they're in that situation where they lose like 1 or 2 fights and it's good.
no, but Ursa as a hero is very volatile. If you start losing 1 or 2 fights and they get a little bit of extra items, they kind of stand like forward.
No one, he's gonna catch out, goddamn. They need to pop those BKBs, they want to kill Rubik straight away, and they do so. BKB still available on this Ursa. Artez definitely being dropped here. Pasha taking almost no damage. The hook shot lined up from Meg. Cancels the Witch Doctor ultimate. The egg in the back lines getting focused down by almost the entirety of Vega. 4 members take it out. It's gonna be a 5-back direct. Melee racks under siege. Artez trying to make his way back into the team fight. There is no BKB up. Gem also on the smart. He will be able to take out the Dragon Knight to relocate, unfortunately a little bit late. Siva, now he's going to get cog blocked by his own teammates. The backstab. Dude, he's attacking it. Script. Pasha goes back in. He wants to go on Artez, but the Shadow Blade. He's going to walk past the sentry. No one's there. They bring no one back in. The team fight relocate, coming back home. And know who else is going home? Athenage. Back home to the well.
Damn.
Got him. My boys Vega, they're doing it.
Look, man, I did say they have a better draft.
No, I know. I wasn't like saying that. I wasn't saying it in a flamey way. I was just excited because I like watching Vega play.
HellRaiser, please step it up with your non-shitty last pick slug. No, I think the pick is fine. It's just, yeah. I think if you play the past 10 minutes or so 100 times, you're likely to get a very different result. A lot of the times, right?
So you're saying HR potentially did a lot better and made the game something closer than it is, right?
Yeah, I don't mean like HR got outplayed or anything. I feel like Ursa lineup for German is very volatile. Like the first jump you get with that, the first kill, the first fight you go for. Remember where he survived with 50 HP and like he died there? The game would be very good.
Oh, I fully agree. Yeah, 100%.
Because as many times you in pub games you go 22, 4, and 5, you also go like, you know, 8, 12, and 3, you know, that kind of thing.
So you also go 07 and 5.
Yeah, Ursa's
score.
Well,
I mean, 15-0 and 8 right now on the Ursa. Like that's what we're looking at. So Pasha has had a phenomenal game. He's got Hex, Blink, BKB, Vlad's, Phase, and an Aegis. It's not even the 30-minute mark, and he's got 16k net worth.
Yeah, now with the Hex online, I don't think you can stop this hero anymore.
Not a chance.
Yeah, unless you have like 3 4 staff magically appear out of thin air, which the Rubik is very close to 1.
Yeah, he is kind of close. I will say though that the Hex is even better against HR because it guarantees
Radiant's
you can catch the
bottom
Slark out
barracks
if he
are
doesn't have
under
a Slark
attack.
back. Like that initiation is so powerful with the Slark. We're gonna see some Dragon on Dragon crime here. God damn it, no one both in that Dragon form. Fortunately, Rubik healing is for 86 damage.
Dire's top
Splash.
tower is under
Blink forward here, Avalanche immediately pops the ghost. That was some sick reaction. Another egg. Pops BKB over down with the overpower. That is not the egg that you're looking for. Artez, he goes in onto Seema. Just going to town. Artez just can't move, even with the double stun backup coming out from Avalanche. It's going to be another double kill for Pasha. They're going for the rain tracks.
Yeah, give him that 86 damage frost attack.
Radiant's
Oh,
bottom
they want it
barracks are
so
under
bad.
attack.
Can HR actually defend the save? No buyback on the Phoenix or the Slark. The Fade Bolt still hitting on 5, trying to reduce the damage of Vega for whatever they can. And with the Sentry and the Observer Ward there, the Shadow Blade initiation attempt there, but no one's not going to be successful. Forward again. God damn, he gets 4 snap down. Gets the lift. Here comes the hook shot. Goal line defense coming in from Mag. He doesn't drop the cogs, but they will end up getting the racks.
Dire's middle tower is being attacked.
I don't think they'll survive long enough to
Radiant's
get more
middle
items to
tower
fight
is
this
being
Ursa.
attacked.
Going from 13, 20 seconds to this one. Wait, you get breath right?
I mean, they are kind of getting whittled down. They're going to pop the Glimmer Cape here. There still is an Aegis up on Pasha if they want to continue pushing this out. And
I mean, all they have to do is go back and heal up a bit. Roshan should be coming up. No, never mind. The Aegis is still good.
yeah, he's fine. So the next item, I guess, would be Bastion, right?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think Lincoln's is actually better here because you don't necessarily need a stun.
But
Yeah,
what do you
already-
need the Lincolns for?
So you could go hard.
But you're only blocking like 1 lightning with that, right? Or a lift or
I mean-
a cast.
The fact that you blink in, right, and the Rubik lifts you instantaneously, if the lift is not there, somebody's dying.
Yeah, okay, I can see that actually.
Because your lightning, or your Lincoln's is not really blocking the lightning when you jump in there instantaneously. The grip on our test, the grip to save myself. Yes, they both
Oh
stunned.
my god.
The whole team suddenly just came out of nowhere.
I mean, I understand why he did that though, because he was looking for like you're so far behind that the only way to make your way back into the game is to try to find solo picks and get some map control based on the Slark. But unfortunately, that did not work out as Seema had 2 gems at one point. I think he put 1 on the courier. Yeah, he did. So he had a gem for 2 eyes. Well, don't laugh at me like that. Don't mock.
I mean, I can't laugh at anybody after my snowball.
Okay, that's true. That was actually like the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. Vega? Looking to maybe commit to this push here.
Lightning though, what a slow.
I mean, actually, players on the jet.
Look at that. Getting widowed down.
Tower's gonna go down. No denying coming out on the side of HR. Avalanche pops his Ghost Scepter a little bit early. That is lightning, but it's goddamn. Loaded straight away the invader. Pop is doing no damage. Pop is taking no damage for that ultimate. No one. He wants to go in. He pops a cheese, gets a stun off on a Gorak to stop the jet force. The rest of Vega are like, I am up with you. You are not here. See you later. No one at all. Pop, he wants the egg. Can he get 1 more hit? It doesn't end up getting stun off in the back. Back. Taking 2 damage. Wants to try to get out. They kill him. The Aegis is going to be down so much. Anyway, I don't even know if that kill was worth it. Gorak, he gets caught out. Finds the Shepherd Mag and the Cogs. Avalanche pops goes after the blink in from Pasha. Gorak dies from a brain sap there from Seema. And I think we could be seeing the beginning of the end here in game number 1 for HR. Oh, come on, you gotta give them a little bit more credit. These are the guys that you were backing. When they're down, that's when you gotta give them the boost them around.
Okay. Let's go, Artez! Let's go up there! I don't think it's working, man.
God.
The boost of morale's not working.
Alright, he actually just Alright, Artez, he's got the Scotty. He's looking for a kill. Can he make anything happen? He's teleporting away. You know, he might find a kill here. Okay, he actually just leaps forward into the Blade Veil bag. Not sure that was the target that you were looking for. It pops a Shadow Dance. 4 step away from Mag. He has took in 3 seconds. He's still walking off. Project goes in, gets the Hex off. Artez got played. Tanky
Got
here.
played.
He's got 17
All
more.
double damage.
They're gonna chase down
Comeback's
Pasha.
real. The comeback's real. Here
He
we
has
go.
BKB though. He needs to hit him. Okay, there's the break. Oh no, that's not good. Okay, he just teleports out.
Got his stats though. Still counts.
All right, 5 less stats on the Ursa. Pretty game-breaking stuff.
Yep. Now you push with that 5 more stats on you. Let's go. He's actually got 21 stacks. It's pretty scary. He actually tanks so much when the Ursa's just like hit everything on him. It's like, oh, okay, I actually can't kill the Slark.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Imagine HR had been able to delay this game maybe 10, 15 minutes longer, and then also didn't lose like a center axe. I think it would have been completely different. And also, like you said earlier, if they didn't like fumble the gank on the Ursa and middle lane and stuff like that, then it could have been very easy for the Slark to run away with this. Basher, the next item here on the menu for Pasha.
He wants to kill some fools.
I mean, look at his farm. God, that is a fat Ursa.
I mean, he's 19-0 and 10.
He's got, they got 20,000 right now, 15,000 experience. Like, that is insane. For 35 minutes, that lead is fairly big. You know, decent.
Acceptable.
Good thing Pasha didn't die. He's now joined the club of one other person who has not died a single time as Ursa at 35 minutes. Wow.
Impressive.
I mean, that's a good record to have, right? Like, not dying on a hero in a specific time in the game. Does that just make him like the best Ursa player ever?
No, Ursa is snowball as hell.
So he was saying like he started off on top of the mountain.
Yep.
And then he just fell down a little bit, and then it was bad. Vega, they want to go on this. They're going to go straight away on the Slayer Dread, popping the egg in the middle of the fight after the already almost dead. Has it goes up to top. The first two to go down are going to be Attention and Dread. Pasha, BKB still popped here. Mag making his way through that team fight with the Arcus Slayer. Oh, the beats with the Steam of the Dark Pack will end up purging it. Gets a kill on top of the Bane. Now Arcus, he wants to try to get on the Channel Blade in about 9 seconds. He's botting to the creep 2 feet away, even though he's going to be able to make his way back to the base. And now, goddamn, he drops. Soon to follow, Suicided will be dropping one more time. And I can't imagine that HR are going to try to fight this out any longer. Like, that was a dieback from the track. He has a 1-charge Bloodstone.
Sounds like my
Radiant's middle
One
barracks are
charge
under
Bloodstone.
Yo, this is the dream, right? You get the Basher, you just go. Go on that Ursa.
barracks is full.
Well, if it's the dream, it needs to start now. The last tier 3 soon will be dropping from HR. No one throwing out a casual zoning breeze fire.
Okay, cast. Alright, hit. Got the Basher.
The hit, that's the break. After the bash, hit back. Comes out. BKB is still up at the right on the Arcus. Oh, the confound. Is he going to be able to get the Shadow Dance off? He's still alive for the time being. Is he actually going to be able to make his way out of this one? He has one second.
Shadow Blade!
The relocate actually takes them out of the fight. Artez is still alive right now. Mag could be on the menu here. On the left-hand side, we see Dread dropping there to Pasha. Now Mag getting chased down by Artez. He will be going down no matter what. Seema, no feature available. Pasha in the back. He's going to go on goddamn. He just melts. No damage. Artez, he gets the Dark Pact off again. He's kiting around the tree line. He needs to not have sight on him so he can regen. And he will be able to make his way out. But he's the only one who can live through these engagements.
Yeah.
Like, no one else can do that.
I mean, hey, in our test we trust. Let's go.
Radiant's middle
Shadow
tower
Blade
is
ran out.
taking damage.
Alright, 18 to Shadow Dance. Shadow Blade up
Radiant's
to.
top
I think
tower
we
is
go.
fallen.
Go Slark.
Radiant's
Alright.
middle
Base
tower is
defended.
being
That's all I'm
attacked.
saying.
He needs mana, I think. He's gonna go. I mean, that was base defended, but they lost their tier 3. They had a dieback on Lesh. The Phoenix and the Rubik still died. I don't know. I mean, obviously, it's worth it to keep the racks, but the trades that are making Lumi, I don't know if they can do it.
Nope, I got nothing for that.
All right, good to know. Now, Roshan, gonna be up very soon here. About 10, 15 seconds, maybe less. Oh, actually, it's way less, I think. Right? It's like right on a little thing. Either way, again, number 1 between these two teams, surpassing the average game time by about 15 minutes.
Almost doubling it.
But it's understandable, right? Like, every time there's high stakes, most teams have a tendency to play it
Yeah,
more passive.
of course. Roshan has just spawned. Do you think HR is going to try to steal it?
I think they have to steal it. I think if Artez gets an Aegis, they might even be able to win a fight. Oh no, the flare. They have to wait it out. They can't go in with the flare vision being
It is so obvious that they're doing this.
It will become more obvious as time goes on too. Okay, flare vision's gone.
Go, go.
This is when you YOLO. Or he just jacks the TP. It's like, alright,
Legit.
thanks for the gold, no problem.
Smoke across with my
He's
teammates.
just chain flaring the pit, man. Mag has that, like, That nasty little game sense, you know?
He knows, man. That's the only way we lose.
He's actually always known. I think if you wait out too long, though, your base is just gonna die.
Yeah, you can.
So you kind of need to go back. Oh, Pasha's got Abyssal Blade. All right, here we go. Our test, double damage. They're going to be doing some dewarding. Who's he going to be able to find first? He wants to go on the Wisp. He goes in straight away. He's going to pop the Dark Pact and the Shadow Dance solo. He's so tanky. Look at how big that ball is. He ends up going down finally. But at what cost? Phoenix is already dead. On the side of HR, the Wisp has fought back immediately. Relocated into the team fight. Artest still has a double damage. He's waiting out the Blade Veil onto Mag. Hook shot onto Solo in mid. He's going to drop. That's another kill going the way of Pasha, and I believe right now he is tied for maximum kills on any Ursa in any competitive game with Korok. And at that point, HR tap out, which thank God that he managed to get his 24th kill before the game was over. Was close game. You know, it wasn't close, but it could have been.
Yes, that's the thing. Yeah,
There's like so many small things that happened that weren't in favor of HR that had it just been like one more kill or a handful more like fights where they traded instead of just losing a hero,